Hi everybody, it's Erin here and I am back to talk to you about some more booky things. Wow. You know how I guess you haven't seen this video, maybe you've seen this. I bought a journal and this journal is supposed to help me get organized for my videos and make sure that when I start talking, I know what I'm talking about. I failed on this already. But anyway, we're gonna take a breath and we're gonna go back to what this video is, and it is my 2017 reading goals. Now this one's kind of video one on this because I wanted to split it up. Nobody wants to listen to me talk about my reading goals for a significant amount of time. So these are my goals around series. I read a lot of series, and last year I think I finished 40 plus series, or at least got caught up on 40 plus series. I'm not doing that this year. Not. I believe right now on Goodreads I created a folder or a shelf where I track my goals, and that shelf right now has 59 books on it. I might have added another one so that it rounds off to 60. Nice even number, which is a book a week. That's all I'm planning. I'm not going too crazy, which means I don't have a lot of time to finish a lot of series, especially when you look at what I want to actually do. I have 3 categories here. I'm going to talk about the series I want to finish. I'm going to talk about the series I'm going to start, and I'm going to talk about the series that I'm working on, and they're long series, so I'm going to continue to plod my way through these suckers with no plans to finish, but I do hope to get as far through as I can. We'll start with my series to finish. First up is the Longmire series by Craig Johnson. It's a Western, it's a contemporary Western set in Wyoming about a sheriff. So Sheriff Longmire, Walter Longmire. It's got some native representation. I enjoy it. I think he's written some strong female characters, some very strong, diverse characters, and I love this series so far. And if you watch Netflix, you've probably seen at least that it's on Netflix. It is a Netflix original series now. It used to be on A&E, I think. It used to be on cable, and they canceled it, and Netflix came along and went, we're going to continue the series, which made me so happy because they've done a fantastic job of it, and it stars Lou Diamond Phillips as Henry Standing Bear. He's sort of a second main character. There's a lot of main characters, and it follows all of these people, so it's fantastic. The other series that I want to finish, I'm waiting for the next book in the series to come out, so this one's going to be easy. Longmire, I believe I've got 8 books to read to get to the end of, so that's going to take a while. The next series is the Mercy Thompson series by Patricia Briggs. There is a new book in this series coming out this year, and I mean, this is the first book in the series, but there is a new book in this series coming out this year, and I can't wait to read it because I just love this series so much. She also has another book coming out in her Alpha and Omega series, which is set in the same world, but with different characters. Sort of. Same family, I guess, but it focuses on 2 different main characters, and I love those. I've got Haunted Home Renovation and Witchcraft Mysteries, which are 2 cozy mystery series written by Juliet Blackwell, who is just fantastic. I love her stuff, and they're both paranormal, and they're so much fun. And finally, I have 1 book left in the Martin Beck series by Maya Swowell, I believe is how you say her name, she's Swedish, and Perwalu. 1 book left out of 9, so I'm almost done that. That's totally going to get finished this year. I'm so excited. So I've got 6 series that I'm going to finish this year. I have some series I'm going to start, and I'm going to be reading The Dublin Murder Squad, which is by Tana French. In the Woods is the first book in that series. I've got the Matthew Shardlake series by C.J. Sansom. That starts with Disillusion, which is on my shelf somewhere, but I don't know where. After that, I've got Sophie Cates is by Kira Davis, and this is another humorous, cozy mystery, and I can't remember the titles in them. Anyway, it's a cozy series. Same with Lola Cruz, which is written by Misa Ramirez, and that is, the first book in that is Livin' La Vida Lola. And I've got Joe Pickett, which is a sheriff, I think, or a game warden. I'm not sure which. It's written by C.J. Box, but it's sort of a it looks like it's kind of a Western theme, sort of another contemporary Western rather than a classic Western. And finally, I want to get to Philippa Gregory's The Cousins War series. I don't remember what book starts that series either. Oh my goodness. This journal thing, not helping. It's easy when I'm writing things down and looking at Goodreads. Finally, I want to plod my way through the following really long series. I have Anna Pigeon, which is a series written by Nevada Barr. The main character in these is a forest ranger, a U.S. government forest ranger, and it's interesting because so far the books that I've read, which are 3, have all been set in different U.S. national parks. So one was on Lake Superior, one was in Texas. I feel like the other one was in Washington State, but I could be wrong on that. Anyway, so it's interesting because it's not always the same setting, and really the only consistent character going through is Anna Pigeon herself. And I'm really enjoying those. They're really well written. I have the Amelia Peabody series by Elizabeth Peters. And this series is written around a couple who are archaeologists in, I believe it's the 1930s, in Egypt and that part of, like, I think the one book they're in the Sudan. They're in that sort of area though. It's extremely interesting. You learn a lot about archaeology, but they're also sort of these bumbling amateur sleuths, and their son is just fantastic. So I love those books, and I'm looking forward to continuing to work my way through those. There's 20 plus books in this series, so I've got a long way to go. Fewer books, however, in the Adam Dalglish series by P.D. James, and these are a police procedural set in England. I think I'm about halfway through the series on this one, so I probably have 6 or 7 books left, and they're so well written. I mean, P.D. James just does a fantastic job, and I absolutely recommend them to anyone that likes a good police procedural. Speaking of police procedurals written and set in Europe, or in England, or not England, ooh dear, in the UK, I have the Inspector Rebus series, which is written by Ian Rankin, and it is all based around Edinburgh detective John Rebus. Whew, forgot his name for a second. I love those. I am on Black and Blue, and I've got The Hanging Garden waiting here, so I just need to find Black and Blue somewhere, and I'm still a long way. Again, I'm probably halfway through that series, but oh no, I'm not. I think I'm on book 8, and he's up into the 20s now. Hazel Micallef, which is a book series written around, so Hazel Micallef is a police detective in Canada, and it is written by Inger Ash Wolf. These books are fantastic. They're a little longer. I think I've got 3 books left in this series. There's only 4 in the whole series, so I'm saying I've read 1. And then Body Farm by Jefferson Bass. I've read 1 of those as well. I started in the middle somewhere with them, I think book 6. So now I have to go back to the first in the series and get caught up and then finish that. I think there's like 12 or 13 books in that series. And Kenzie and Gennaro series by Dennis Lehane. I've got 3 books left in that series, so I'm really excited. I can't wait to finish that. That one I might actually finish this year, but I'm not holding my breath because my big series that I'm going to finish is going to be the Longmire series. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at working on finishing and starting those series. Really excited about it because I feel like this year I've got a better plan, and I'm not going to get stuck reading a bunch of books that I think I have to read because I've already started the series and I need to finish it. So this year I'm breaking some of my rules from last year, but that's okay. I think 2017 is going to be a good reading year for me, and I think I'm going to read less, but I'm going to enjoy what I read more. And there is going to be a second video about my reading goals. So this was series stuff, and now I'm going to talk, like in the other video, I'm going to talk about some of my other goals around reading this year and what I want to accomplish outside of series. I will see you guys soon, and I hope that you're having a great holiday season and all of that fun stuff. If you have any questions or thoughts, if you've read any of these series, I'd love to hear from you because especially the new ones I'm starting, but even the ones I'm in the middle of, I would love to do some read-alongs, anything like that. So absolutely contact me, like give me some comments down below. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.